Welcome back to part 28 of our little 999 playthrough, and it's finally time to start the very long-winded ending of this game.
Like, the for realsy end? Like, the end?
It's the for realsy end.
Holy shit. We're opening the box. We're about to collapse the wavelength, or the wave function. We're gonna find out if this sucker's alive or dead, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
I'm talking about the theoretical cat, not an actual character, so don't...
Right.
Just making sure we're there, but we're there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course we have to have this little section here with the finding a map. That's something I always dread, though, because I associate it with the axe ending, because... But no, this is the good ending, remember? This isn't the part where Clover's all like, yeah.
Where we see the reverse side of her arcana, and we see just her murderous intent. I mean, I get the whole I love my family, but it's a little weird that it's like I love my family and y'all going to die because of it. But again, that was another timeline. In this timeline, no one's actually killed anyone. Well, okay, someone's dead. A couple people are dead, but we're still friends. Like we still have each other on social media, so we're good.
God, if this turns into another stupid it's all about the power of friendship kind of bullshit, I'm gonna reverse all my opinions on this game and never play it again.
I do because when I first played the game, I was of the impression that that was what my goal was to find the ending where everyone survives. I thought that was the premise. It's a bit more obvious in the third game that that's the goal is. But it's just kind of weird that I was playing it under that impression with the first game, when the first game isn't really designed with that in mind. Really, you're kind of just reaching endings and hoping to find endings that build on each other. It's not quite as well told in the first game, just what endings have the important information, and then the second game gets a little too on the nose about it. It's literally what is your passcode before everyone dies? Fish. And then there's do you want to remember? Fish. It's I guess, for sure. It's it needs a 4-letter passcode. Flashback. They threw flashbacks. Oh my god, they threw flashbacks. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they do. They are flashbacks, but most of them kind of sort of consist of just a bunch of still frames that get spliced together and then speed up in a sequence really quickly, and then you have this whole epiphany. Haha, I'm using that word now. And then you get the solution.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that same gameplay is in the first game. It's just... it's a lot more obscure in this game. Basically, we've seen it all. The safe and the safe ending and all of that. That's the first trigger flag for the final ending, but nothing really indicates it other than it got a much longer credit sequence than the other endings. So,
it must mean something. You don't know what, but it's got to.
But man, if you gotta revisit that ending, you gotta play through it again.
And the good thing is, it's only 4:30. You got an hour and a half left for all of this information. And the thing is, though, I think more time will be spent watching all these events fold in this playthrough, rather than the actual amount of time that passes in this game.
Oh, for sure. It's kind of with all these endings. We only have an hour and a half left. Then why are we standing around talking? I want to get off this damn boat.
Also, another thing to note, Clover did not stop everyone to say, oh, door number 2. Door.
Thank you, Clover. I'm glad we got your powers of observation. Glad we got the more helpful sibling. I miss Snake.
Don't worry, he remember, he's not dead. He's just in a coffin.
Right. And June is somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, she's right here.
Oh,
Did you not see her? She's right here.
Right in this time, but sure. Well, for how long though? Homegirl's bound to disappear at some point, and then Junpei's consciousness. Like, fuck.
Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like to be in a situation like this.
I don't know. You feel like you'd, cause think about it honestly. Like, how freaked out in the beginning would you be? Like, do you feel like you'd be still pretty coherent, even still useful, like in the beginning?
I have no idea. I guess the first thought in my head would be like, hey, this is like 999. And then the second was like, oh shit, this is like 999.
It would be one of those, fuck, thinking in game context again, but fuck even more.
Why am I such a nerd? And just crawl in the ball for all 9 hours and don't do shit. But no, I don't know. I guess, again, it all depends on, like, what person you are, and I guess not to get too personal, but I'm timid. I won't deny that. I'm timid, very. I'm better at writing stuff, writing the words, rather than speaking the words, as if it's not been apparent throughout this entire playthrough. But I don't know. I guess I would still try to take this situation at face value and just kind of roll with it just to see where this shitfest goes. Oh, damn it. Thank you, phone, for interrupting my conversation. But, what about you?
Don't answer it, though. We know what happens. Then the smoke comes in, and then this has all been my little ploy. I wanted to see if you were ready.
Oh, God. Top 10 anime betrayals.
But I feel like usually in stressful situations I tend to like buckle down for the initial like shock of it, and then later on it kind of hits me, and then I get really emotional. So I feel like I'd be pretty good. Like, I told you not to answer it.
Christ, I'm trying to put this thing down. Sorry, continue. This is gonna be cut out in the audio anyway.
Probably, yeah. I'd be okay for a good 10 minutes, maybe get my bearings, and then it would just be an absolute shit show that would roll down from there.
There we go. Off. Piece of shit. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, we found the number 9 door again. Hooray!
Again, and again, and again. And again,
no, this is the third time we found it. Because the first time was in the knife ending, second time was in the safe ending, third time was now. Technically 3.5, because they did find it in the axe ending, we just didn't see it.
True. And yeah, we'll count that as one door, because they don't even mention the whole multiple 9 doors.
So, if we were to go by that value, 3.5 by 6, it's a little over half. So the success rate of finding the number 9 door in this video game is a little over 50%. I would say that is, considering the situation, spectacular.
Yeah,
quite spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, 0 probably stacked it more in the player's favor, but there's also questions of your math there to go along with it. But you know, good job, team. You were down 1 man, still managed to hold it together for a few hours.
Yeah, I mean, now there is the problem of, oh yeah, there was the number 9 guy. He's dead now, so we're kind of screwed.
Yeah, see, this was one thing I was thinking that I really did think that the whole point of this game was trying to like find some way to get like the number 9 guy back. I don't know why my mind went there, but because it just seemed like that was the whole point of the whole puzzle. Because this draws really heavily from an old Saw puzzle, like shocker. But there's the one I think in Saw 6, I think is the one where he kidnaps like a group of people and he has them go through a series of rooms that essentially the puzzle appears to be designed to whittle off one person per room. And so what happens is that all these people end up going through all these traps, and then everyone fends for themselves, resulting in one person dying in each room till they get to the very end, where the end puzzle is they have to essentially sacrifice blood by volume.
Oh, yeah.
And so they discovered that the puzzles were fully designed and intended for all the people in the beginning to survive, so long as, anyone really had attempted to try and save another. And thus when they got to the end, they could have just had to each give a smaller amount of blood, but because they played it selfishly to the end, the two people remaining had to give way more blood. And so I thought that 999 was going for that same concept, that it was showing that the only way to get through the number 9 door was to get everyone together. And then I started getting more of the endings where everyone was just killing each other else, and it's like, okay, maybe not.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's only a specific amount of people here who actually had the capability of killing. Well, Clover, we know. Ace, we also know.
I think they all have the capability to kill.
True, that is true, but from what we've seen, they all are willing to cooperate with each other, so long as there isn't someone who is trying to murder them in the process.
For sure. I mean, they definitely have better team cohesion at the beginning, at face value. Like, everyone seems to be on the same level, more in this game than, say, like, the second game. The second game, there's still, like, doubt. There's, one particularly grumpy character that kind of throws off the team cohesion. And then in the third game, like, I kind of got the hint when I played the third game from the beginning that everyone was in on the big plan. Like, everyone was in on the keep humanity from going extinct plan. I'm still not entirely sure if that's accurate, but
the third game had everyone separated, which again was another focal point of criticism for the game, because it was something, it kind of took away from the togetherness that the other two games had, which I guess is a fair point, but it also gives it more room to zoom in on these specific characters, their interactions between just those groups, just the people within those groups.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. With the zoom in point.
Yeah.
Just because, like, at least with the first game, the cast is big enough, and you get a mixed match of who you interact with that, you get a pretty shallow view of everyone. It's usually only when you do the repeats of rooms to get the in-depth talk scenes that you get the detail, or a lot in the flavor text in the first game. And then the second game, there was a good amount of partner swapping that gave you, a good amount of time, and the fact that the endings were, individually character driven. And then the third game, I don't know, because that really does feel, instead of like a super cast. Oh no, we're at gunpoint again. Jude, why can't you just keep yourself from getting kidnapped or sick? For being a peacemaker, you're in a lot of strife.
Yeah, you're not doing a very good job at keeping the peace.
That's fucked. I was like, Jude, if you could just chill it down with being held by gunpoint, you're really, like, throwing off the vibes in the room. I'm not blaming you, June, but, girl, I'm blaming you.
So, yeah, I guess a little character turn for Santa. Not entirely unexpected. He was always kind of shifty throughout, but if you're playing through this game the first time, you have to be questioning said motivations.
It got me. The first time I saw it, I was like, wait, what? Santa? No. Like, Ace, yeah, totally, it's obvious, but I really did not see, like, this is top 10 anime betrayals right here.
Yeah, and I played through this and I got the correct path before I got the required ending. So this also kind of came to me as a shock as well. When I later learned other things about Santa, I then understood why exactly he did this.
Yeah, definitely with this twist, you can certainly criticize it that it is quote unquote random. The explanation is given after the twist, but I think it's fair. It's fair to withhold that information. I mean, you're not supposed to trust anyone. Anyone could betray you. Like, yeah, Clover's huge, like, I'm evil twist is super built up, and Ace's is reoccurring. But I like that. It was kind of felt like, oh, I guess it's Santa's turn to be the baddie. But it turns out that this is actually, like, this is part of the true timeline. Like, Santa betraying the group and holding June at gunpoint. This, unfortunately, is set in, like, stone.
Yeah, this is canon, guys.
That's the word. Holy shit! Why did I keep forgetting the word canon? Thank you.
Yeah, if you had any ideas otherwise, then no. This is how it is. You just gotta roll with it.
Which this is also kind of tragic. Just I mean, to be fair, June and Santa haven't really had too many interactions with each other. They have a lot of interactions with Junpei at the same time, but to each other, not so much. So, but
I mean, of course, we know why exactly he's doing this. He took June in the first place because she's a valuable member of the team and personal for Junpei as well. So, of course, why not?
Yeah, because basically, when you see loyalty between two members, if you can, it's in the darkest sense, but if you use one as a playing chip, you essentially have like 3 votes: your own, your hostage, and the guy who will do anything for your hostage.
Or the guy who will do anything for the person who's holding the gun in a little twist.
Yeah.
I don't know any examples of that, but
I'm sure like Santa has run all kinds of business numbers or some shit.
Look, if we get out of this ship, man, I will give you all of the money.
All the monies.
The money tips.
Also, June's probably the easiest member to hold at gunpoint.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean,
no doubt.
Clover seems like she'd be like a kicker, screamer, biter, like frantic.
I could see that, but then again, she also did get kidnapped at knife point, and she didn't do jack as well. She kind of put her hand on the number 9 man's shoulder, arm, something like that. I guess is like some sort of reactionary defensive move, but she didn't do anything other than that. So, but I could see him kicking Santa for many reasons. So, maybe.
Yeah, because she already has that kind of antagonistic relationship with him. She wasn't happy that the magic bookmark of sanity came from Santa, which that's kind of a cool twist on there. It's like, ha! I saved your psyche, but I did it with someone you didn't like.
Yeah. She could also just pull out a big fuck-off axe as well.
Does she always have it on, or I don't know. I don't think Clover has subspace powers. I think she has to, like, get the axe, which involves a timeline where she's in the vicinity of the axe.
Yeah. Well, she was in the vicinity in this timeline, but she did not pick it up, to my knowledge. She might have it. She might not have it.
Because she was too busy talking about math. Ha! Nerd ending.
Yeah, that's how to expect that. Just total silence after a tragedy.
I mean, we're kind of almost out of time here.
Yeah, I know, but I love it when they use silence to just great effect. I'm getting totally weebish right now. There's one scene in a recent episode of My Hero Academia where there's like 7 seconds of total silence, and it's one of my favorite scenes in the entire anime. Probably not for others as well, but personally speaking, it's probably mine. Like, considering the situation that the characters are in at that point. It's just made to such great effect. And this here's just another great example, because silence can be effective. Silence is deafening, as the term goes, I believe.
Especially more in like Japanese art. Like they'll just leave whole scenes with no audio, so yeah, it does kind of suck that with this in this timeline we just get left behind. Sucks to be on the losing side.
What could be in the coffin? I'm scared.
It's a spooky skeleton.
Oh no, my one weakness.
What if the skeleton's next plan is to like spook us all from the inside?
Show us that we have skeletons as well.
You've been recruited to the spooky army. So wait, aren't we just always a skeleton wearing a human costume? Isn't every day just Halloween?
Oh boy, I'm having those existential crises again.
I think that's what's causing all these timelines to collapse. It's like you've noticed just every time I bring up an idea, like boom, timeline dead.
I wonder what the passcode for this could be.
Well, this would be a good time for a slow-mo flashback.
Yeah, it would be. You could just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there. That works for a lot of people, surprisingly.
I mean, it turned out that the password for the Buffalo Wild Wings Twitter account was just chicken.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we got this tense scene here. What could be the passcode in the coffin? Who knows? You'll have to find that next time. Got him! Yeah. So this is what we call the coffin ending. It's essentially the true ending, but you get this if you don't go through the required ending first. And this happened to me, and I was pissed off.
Dang.
Yeah, but you can use this little video here to get a hint as to where that required ending is. It's not there just for show.
See, like I said, this game is a little less direct on what information is, like, time travel required to get to your true ending.
And we'll see that actual true ending on the next part. Trust me, I won't bamboozle you again. No promises, but you'll just have to find out.